Hello and welcome to another video. Today I made a family tree for Prince Albert, husband and first cousin of Queen Victoria, and we'll be starting. So this is Prince Albert's family tree, the whole family tree. This is him right over here, Prince Albert of Saxe-Coburg, Southeld. He was born August 26th, 1819, and died December 14th, 1861, at the age of 42. He was diagnosed with typhoid fever, I think, and then he would die in December of 1861. Um, his parents were Ernest I, Duke of Saxe-Coburg and Gotha, and Louise of Saxe-Gotha-Altenburg. Ernest was born January 2nd, 1784, and died January 29th, 1844, at the age of 60. Louise was born December 21st, 1800, and died August 30th, 1831, at the age of 30. Um, Albert's paternal grandparents were Francis, Duke of Saxe-Coburg-Saalfeld, and Augusta of Reuss-Ebersdorf. Francis was born July 15th, 1750, and died December 9th, 1806, at the age of 56. Augusta was born January 19th, 1757, and died November 16th, 1831, at the age of 74. Uh, Albert's maternal grandparents were Augustus, Duke of Saxe-Gotha-Altenburg, and Louise Charlotte of Mecklenburg-Schwerin. Augustus was born November 23rd, 1772, and died May 17th, 1822, at the young age of 49. And Louise was born November 19th, 1779, and died January 4th, 1801, at the age of 21. She gave birth to Louise when she was 21, and then she'll die less than a month. Actually, she died 2 weeks after giving birth to her daughter Louise. She was she was she was severely beaten, and she was just her husband was just not a good person, not a good husband. She was beaten by her husband, like slapping, and you know what I mean. She was a girl when they were married. She was 17. She was probably older, and because both were born in November, so and he was 7 years older. So when she was 17, he was 24 when they were married. But Louise was only 21 when she died, because she died of complications after childbirth, after giving birth. But her daughter Louise also didn't live long. She was only 30 when she died, but that's not nearly as short as her mother, Albert's grandmother. Uh, Albert married his first cousin, Queen Victoria. She was born May 24th, 1819, and died January 22nd, 1901, at the age of 81. She was a little bit older than Albert by 3 months, and Victoria was Albert's first cousin from his mother's side. So no, wait, no, 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 from his father's side, because Victoria's mother and Albert's father were siblings. Um. Oh wait. Albert had an older brother named Ernest II. He was called Ernest II later, when I think he was king of Belgium, or I don't remember, but he was born June 21st, 1818, and died August 22nd, 1893, at the age of 75. So he outlived his younger brother Albert. And so Albert married his first cousin, like I said earlier, Queen Victoria. Together they had 9 kids: Victoria, Edward, Alice, Alfred, Helena, Louise, Arthur, Leopold, and Beatrice. Victoria was born November 21st, 1840, and died August 5th, 1901, at the age of 60. She died the same year as her mother, but just a little bit later. Edward, actually, his actual name was Albert. He was called Bertie, but he was named Edward after he was coronated king after Victoria died. He was known as Edward VII. So Edward was born November 9th, 1841, and died May 6th, 1910, at the age of 68. He was not exactly a year younger than his sister Victoria, since she was born the year earlier, also in November, but she was born November 21st. He was born November 9th. So that's about 355 days of difference. So she was not even a year older than Edward. Alice was born April 25th, 1843, and died December 14th, 1878, at the age of 35. Alfred was born August 6th, 1844, and died July 30th, 1900, at the age of 55. Uh, Helena was born May 25th, 1846, and died June 9th, 1923, at the age of 77. Louise was born March 18th, 1848, and died December 3rd, 1939, at the age of 91. Arthur also died at 91. He was born May 1st, 1850, and died January 16th, 1942. So, uh, I think Louise lived longer. Yes, Louise lived a little longer, but you can calculate that if you want, but both died at the age of 91. Leopold was born April 7th, 1853, and died March 28th, 1884, at the age of 30. He died from after falling off his stairs, or just like after a fall, and he was like one very tiny injury would make him bleed for hours. Same with Nicholas II of Russia's son, Alexei. He was also if he when he got a minor, very little injury, he would be bleeding for hours. So both of the boys got the same sickness. And the youngest child of Albert and Victoria was Beatrice, born April 14th, 1857, died October 26th, 1944, at the age of 87. Victoria lived to see her great grandchildren, and she saw all of her children be married, but Albert only saw his oldest daughter Victoria be married to Prince Frederick William of Prussia, and he saw two of his grandchildren, their children, Wilhelm and Charlotte. Wilhelm would later become, actually, even Prince Frederick William of Prussia would also later become Emperor of Prussia. He would become Frederick would become emperor in 1888 after his father Wilhelm I died, but then he died a few months later, and Wilhelm became Emperor of Prussia while his grandmother was still alive. So he was Emperor with a living grandmother. So that's cool. That's very cool, actually. And so his son Edward, actually Albert, would be married. I think 2 years after he died, and Albert died at a very young age. He died way too young, and even his wife slash cousin, she was older than him by a few months, and she outlived him. Same with his brother Ernest, but he was 1 year older than him. So that's the whole family tree of Prince Albert, Duke of Prince of Saxe-Coburg Saalfeld. Let me know in the comments whose family tree you'd like to see in the future, and I'll make sure to read your comments and read your suggestions. So please leave a like and subscribe, and I will definitely do your suggestions in the future. As all you have to do is comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.